This is the path that you guys are on. And so we want to encourage you that as you begin to move up this, we want to encourage you and equip you to feel confident, because as you move up, I promise you, there will be risk involved. Here, I can just get my head down and do the work. But here, people might respond to me. People might not like me. People might not want to do what I'm asking them to do. If you move into a manager, oh man, they might expect stuff out of me that I don't know how to do. There's a risk involved. I want the power, but I don't want the responsibility. Okay? Happens all the time. I want to have the position, but I don't want to have the responsibility. Because as you move up, there's going to be risk. There's going to be increased amount of, got to put an I in there, difficulty as you move up. How about this? Here's a fun one. There's going to be an increased amount of complexity as you move up. Because there's more moving pieces. More moving pieces. I know there's been more times. You know exactly what I'm talking about. As a manager, when you're here and you've got so many moving pieces, they're like, just kind of overwhelming. I wish I could just go back to the worker level when there was just one moving piece, just me putting the bolt on that screw every single day. It was just one moving piece. I remember sitting in my office looking out through the glass window at a guy mowing the lawn and just looking like, oh, I wish I could go back to just mowing the lawns where I could just mow and just look behind me and go, boom, results right there behind me. This is beautiful. At the end of the day, I'd park the lawnmower and I'd go home. Oh, that would be so sweet, But there's a trade-off there. If I go back to only one moving piece, I go back to a money level. That's a lot lower than where I was. Is that fair enough? So this is kind of the path that you guys are on and where we're heading in the future. And it all begins with this on the very first page, so we'll pull back a little bit here, but on the very first page here of your notes, is discovering what is your why. So I asked you when we all got started here is why did you come to this class? Why are you a part of this? And it's a great question for you as well. Why are you sitting there right now? Why are you in this class? What brought you here? What was your driver? Why are you in the job that you have right now? I guarantee there is a reason. So there's a box here in your notes for you guys to actually answer that question. The other day when I asked you this, I said, why are you here? Well, of course, the first answer is for everybody. Well, I need the money. Okay, that can make sense. But I think there's more than that. So there is a second why there. So I want you to answer that. Why do you need the money? Well, I need the money to pay my bills. Okay, cool. I need the money to pay for a car. I need the money to pay for the house. But why do you need that money to pay your bills? Well, because if I don't pay the bills, I won't get to have those things. Very good. Write that in there if that's what the answer is for you personally. But why is it important for you to have those things? Again, if you ask these 5 whys, eventually you'll get down to the base of really what is driving you. And it's hilarious. So many times I do this with business owners, and the final one that we get down to is, it's just very interesting how it always gets this. Because if I don't have all that stuff, I'll be homeless, living in the street, eating out of a dumpster. Just across the board, it's what everybody comes to. And so really what's driving them to come to work is, I don't want to be homeless, living in the street, eating out of a dumpster. Okay, cool. Now we have something to work with. So when you come to work and it's like, Jessica, I need you to do some better work. I want to encourage you to come out. I want to keep you out of eating in the dumpster. Okay, I get it. Yes, don't want to eat in the dumpster. As opposed to, if I start at this high level of, I need the money. Have you guys ever been in a position coming into work where, I don't need the money that bad? You know what I'm talking about? See, those upper levels, they're not deep enough. Those upper levels are, today, I got the money yesterday. I don't really need it today. I got a different car. I don't really need as much money. And so all of a sudden, my motivation and my inspiration kind of begins to die out. But man, when you get down to there I don't want to be homeless because I got a family, I got all this kind of stuff. I don't want to be a loser, Whatever it is for you, that's the why that we want to tap into. So as we're moving forward, the thing is that your why has to be greater. Alligator's mouth is open, okay? Has to be greater than your wine. Meaning, your why has to be bigger than your struggles. If your why isn't bigger than your struggles will shut you down. Your why has to be bigger than that. A lot of times when we take classes in school, why are you taking this class? Because mom told me I had to. You know, counselor told me I had to take it. That's your why. So there's not a whole lot of motivation to show up every day because someone told me I had to. Why are you making good grades? Because if I don't, I'll get in trouble. Okay, but that's not deep enough. Because maybe today, I don't really care if I get in trouble today. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I just don't really care. Some days I care, some days I don't. On test days, I really care. But on other days, I really don't care. And so we have to get down deeper into what is truly your why. Fair enough? Okay, so some great things for you guys to be thinking about as you're moving forward in this path, because I promise as you move there's going to be difficulty and complexity, and your why, your motivation, your driver, your engine, your fire, okay, has to be bigger than the struggle, or else it'll shut you down. Okay? So we're going to stop there for today. There's some more notes. I encourage you as homework. I want you to be reading through those notes. But here's the key thing for you guys. Let's turn to the last page of our notes for today. You can see down at the bottom of the page, action steps. Okay? Action steps, the very last page. We know that knowledge without application is meaningless. Knowledge without application, you'll want to write this down. I don't know if it's written there. Without application is meaningless. Thomas Edison said that. Anybody ever heard of Thomas Edison? Okay? A guy, lived a long time ago. All right? So the thing is that if we sit here and learn a bunch of things and go, oh, this is really cool, and we take notes, but we never apply it, then the knowledge that you're learning here is meaningless. It's not going to do you any good. So you're just wasting time coming into this class. You're just wasting time watching the video. So what we have to do is we have to apply the knowledge. Action is critical. Napoleon Hill said that action, everybody say action. Action. Very good. Did you say it? Okay. Action. Once again, action. Action is the true measure of intelligence. Not just knowing stuff, it's what you take action on that is the true measure of intelligence. It's a guy named Napoleon Hill. So every single class, at the end of class, we're going to have these action steps. It's going to be important for you to look through the notes, look through the things, process the stuff that we have talked about here in the video, and actually come up with one or two specific action steps that you're going to take over this next period of time before the next video. Does that make sense? Okay? So I want you to take a moment as we are closing down here to come up with what is your action step. It might be to go further into your whys. It might be to take a look at what am I doing at work to really contribute value at work. Where am I griping and complaining? Where do I need to shut my mouth and do the work? How many of you guys love it when people say, shut your mouth and do the work? I'm not getting any hands, okay? We don't really like it, but that's what contributing workers do. It's not fair you tell me to do that. Okay, if you don't like it, then get promoted. And I promise you, at one of these levels, you're going to be looking at contributing workers and saying, shut your mouth and do the work. If you'll just, you can't talk to me like that. Yeah, I used to say that too. And again, personally, yes, I was the biggest offender of that. Okay? I actually got fired by my dad. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful stuff. How about that? Get this. In one meeting, my dad, my mom, and my brother all fired me. Poof, blew up. Why? Because I didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do the work. I wanted to be here, get everybody together, have meetings, talk, have a good time, and I wanted to be here. But I didn't want to do this, and I didn't want to do that. It was really hard. So that's, again, why it took me 47 years to get to a place in my life where I felt like I was actually getting traction. Because it took me that long to finally realize I probably need to learn how to be a contributing worker. Okay? But you guys can do it now. You can do it where you are at this age. You guys can do it right now. You can make the decision, because I feel like I'm doing an altar call or something like that. But you can do it now. You can make that decision. I'm going to be a contributing worker. How many of you guys would be interested? How many of you guys have any measure of interest in being a contributing worker at a company? Okay? Raise your hand. Any measure at all. Okay, good. Now, how do you make this transition? We're going to get into it in detail in the future, but one of the simplest, one of the easiest pieces to move from here to there is to simply infect this desire to be a contributing worker with other people. So Michaela, when somebody comes and said, this is stupid, I don't see why we have to do this, it's like, no, man, come on. Let's whistle while we work. You know? Sorry, I just went there. Okay? No, we don't look at it that way. As long as you're looking at it that way, you're going to hate your work. You can't hate your work, and thinking like that will always cause you to hate your work. We got to love the work. We're going to be talking about that. How we love the work, how work becomes an expression of who we are. It's not our identity, but it's an expression of who we are. And when you can begin to infect other people with that same mindset, hey, you're adding value. You're adding value to work. How about if you come over here and let me give you a little bit more money, all right? And give you a little bit more responsibility. It's a sweet spot for you to be in, okay? So this ends up our very first session of Gaetano's University. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, I hope you're learning something about the entry level, about understanding how to be a good worker. And why is it that I'm always frustrated with those managers? How come they're not doing stuff? Hopefully this pyramid is giving you an idea of how to actually think and how to actually relate to different levels of leadership in your company.